Today is June 17th, 2025. You know, unreal. This whole thing is a scam from Bill from the Freemason and that Pete, that some guy named Pete Dave hired on his own. Okay, it's a big scam. They've already announced it everywhere. The whole thing's a scam. And it's ruined because of the Michelle telling on them of the doctor from before wasn't one of hers. He works for them and they lied. It was ruined years ago. They already admitted they drugged me and told me to say I photoshopped that shower scene. Huh? It's already ruined years ago, and then it's so stupid nobody fell for it. April 19th, 25, Hartville, flea market. The FBI shows up. How dumb are these people? You would not believe how dumb they are. She calls the FBI hotline for help, and they immediately walk into an FBI office. Confess they already know she called the FBI. Trust me, nobody ever fell for the dirty doctor scam, taping you unaware of crimes. Sat on it till Dave wanted a divorce. There's so many crimes in that statement. It's illegal for a doctor to tape you unaware. It's illegal for a doctor to ask you of crimes, and it's illegal for, if they know someone's being hurt, to sit on it. They have to give a limited report to the police. It's such a foolish statement. It's really ridiculous. They said it sounded mechanical. We knew they altered everything. And nobody fell for the tape of weird with yourself. We knew it was photoshopped or washing yourself in the shower. They photoshopped everything. But if they were going to be that dumb, and try this with us, we told Agent John to go up to that other church, tell on her before he talked to her, for calling the FBI hotline to find out who's all involved. And trust me, everyone knows the gunshot night happened and how not funny this is. And everybody knew exactly how not funny it is when the second group showed up, said they worked for a drug lord, and Dave hired them. Okay? Now think about what happened. I called the hotline. Okay? Next morning, they have me so drugged up I can't answer the phone. It's ringing. I let it go to voicemail. Later on, I wake up and I'm so drugged up I can't stand up all the way. Have to doubled over trying to get to the refrigerator, the bathroom. Got back in bed. Listen to voicemail. This is Agent da-da-da. Call me back. I can't, and I fall back to sleep. Second day, not much better. Third day, made myself get up. Sitting on the front porch. Holding my head, I feel drunk and I don't drink. What's wrong with me again? Got enough air in my face, called one of my witnesses. Where Katie had been bragging it was her church trying to kill me with all the attempts. Called her, made sure it was okay. She'd witness for me. She said yes. I went out and bought a card, put that agent's number in it, dropped it off at the mall. Her manager put it in a locker. We go out to Apostolic Church of Barberton. He's up there telling on me. Paul Paymer screams at Dave, my God, I had an FBI agent in my office. He's right there. I walk off and he's still screaming, how dare you bring the FBI up here with threats on her life. Women walk up. He knows she's being drugged, being raped, and he said he didn't care. Or I thought it was a dirty well water giving me cancer. Heart sinking in my stomach. I go in and I sit down. They follow me. He knows she's being drugged, being raped, and he said he didn't care. If she was going to be faking she was sick, the medication error. Strangers lie to cover up Tim and Katie. He said if she's going to be faking she was sick, well, that family was grieving. The one, her father killed her kid. Vehicular homicide. The one that was speeding ran through a stop sign into a semi, got ripped into pieces. Kid got catapulted through the air and slammed on the pavement, killed instantly. The one, her father murdered her kid 6 months before I got well. Or before Strange said it, and it was like 2 or 3 months before I got well. In the middle of me getting well, and it took me 9 months. Those people that her father murdered her kid, that were in there bullshitting him. Okay? It's 15 years later. Okay? if she was going to be faking she was sick, well, that family was grieving. 6 months later, and it was a medication error, and they're making it up. Okay? Well, that family was grieving. He didn't care what they did to her. And if she's going to be mean to their women, he didn't care what they did. He was going to turn her back over to them. Can you imagine an agent saying that? Now, I already told the hotline. They said, how do you know it's that church? I said, well, I haven't been a member of that church in 15 years. Well, how would you know? I said, in 2003, they pushed my son to suicide, and he had to be treated for 2 years. I had nothing to do with them. 2010, 2011, they were making up stuff, got back to another church. I went over and visited with my ex-husband twice to see why they would even say anything. I had nothing to do with them. And I said, nobody said anything. I only went there like 2 visits. So I didn't go back. And that was 8 years ago. It's been 15 years. I have nothing to do with those people. So, since I have nothing to do with those people, nothing. So when they're saying I'm being mean to them, they knew they were lying. Okay? Where those women said if she was going to be mean to their women, he was going to turn her back over to them. Can you imagine an agent saying that? He told them he was going to defraud me. Okay? Dave comes in, let's go, we get out in the truck. You called the FBI on me, I'd kill you myself. I said, what did you expect with all these people threatening my life in those attempts? He goes for a loaded gun. Put my hand on the console, he beats me all the way home. Almost jumped out on the highway. Ran from morning home. Next morning, river of tears. Everyone knows I called the FBI. I call him, I said, someone told on me. You liar. I tell him about the guy that threatened to knife me at Giant Eagle. He starts screaming about a camera on the bench. I don't know, I got away from him. I tried to stay alive that day. He said, I said, I don't know if there was a camera above that bench. He said, you better say you're lying, I'll arrest you. And I said, well, he tried to kidnap me before. He's like, oh, come on now. Even if a church person's seen him, they would never verify it. That's why I didn't tell him about Terry Coberly. He said, I met with that family in my office and all those church people. I know they're trying to kill you. And he says, strangers lie, called me a faker when it was a medication error. I said, I really was sick before. You liar. He said, was there a camera above that bench or not? I don't know. You say you're lying or I'll arrest you. I'll come up and put you in jail. You hear me? You say you're lying or else. It's like, fine, whatever. What did he just confess to? He's talked with everybody who knows the FBI's involved. Recorded line. Okay. He's like, now I want you to say you were faking you were sick. Well, you heard what's wrong with me. That's ridiculous. I said, I really was sick before. You liar. I met with that family in my office, the one that's pulling your leg. And all those church people that are bullshitting you. And I know they're trying to kill you because strangers lie. Break it down. And you need to realize what you've done, and I don't blame him for trying to kill you. Conspiracy to commit murder is a federal crime. Why you arrest him? He said, now say you're faking you were sick or I'll leave you there. And I said I really was sick. You say it or I'll leave you there. Please don't let him kill me. Then say it or I'll leave you there. Start screaming at me. It's like, fine, whatever. Why would the FBI help a person like you? Well, they're going to try to kill me, so. They've tried to kill me, so. The other agent says, well, we could always use where Dave said he hired Pete on his own. We could use Pete's tape of Weird with Yourself. The shower scene in the other room. I don't even know who he is. The only Pete I know is my brother Medina. I hadn't seen him in years. Talked to him on the phone though. He said, we could always use Pete's tape of Weird With Yourself. I don't even know who he's talking about. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, then he says something else about Pete. And it has to be a black and blue mark. One of those roofie confessions. He's talking about my rapist. Did he arrest him? No, he's making fun of the victim. He said, we could always use Pete's tape of Weird With Yourself. I said, what are you talking about? Then he said, we could use Pete's tape of blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I don't even know what he's talking about and who. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Stop, she don't know. Bet you're going to say, you don't know anything about this doctor. Da, 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 da. And I said, I don't even know who that is. And I thought, well, maybe it's that lady that used all my insurance and ran up all those bills. Got stuck with all her copays over 15 years. I thought, maybe it's one of hers. And I'm like, I don't know who that is. Stop, she don't know. Here, bill from the Freemasons, big scam. Of the doctor from before, not being one of hers. Works for them, and they lied he was one of hers. Remember that? And the photoshopping of washing yourself in the shower. They already made fun of Agent John, June 7th, 23, how they folded and cackled. Okay. I said, what are you talking about? Stop. She don't know. Give me a real reason why we should help you. Well, it's not my doctor. It's a scam from Bill from the Freemasons. And I said, he said, give me a real reason. I told him about my brother-in-law, Craig, that worked for the government. He said, okay. He said, have you talked to any law enforcement about threats on your life? I said, the only officers I ever talked to, August 8th of 18, midnight, had a light in the security system outside. They came out and said it looked like an alien orb, angry spirit. Told me to buy a dog and let a dog handle it. They didn't want bothered. You're kidding, right? I said, no, matter of fact, I've never had my neighbors in my home. I've only had family and repair guys. He said, is that what's going on? He said, do you know if Dave's cheating? I said, I never caught him. He starts giggling with other guys. She said she never caught him. Dave verified that December 9th, 18. I never caught him with anyone. So why was that funny? He said, I can take you somewhere and leave you with no money. I have no money to start. He said, I can open an informant program if you agree to get information on Dave and the churches. I said, I can do that. He said, I'm opening an account with $5,000 a month today. He said, and he said, I loaded it on a card. When do you think you can come down and pick it up? I never got down there. Okay? And he said, I'm loaded on the card. He said, you'll have that money to live on. He said, you'll have a life of peace as an informant. Nothing legally stated, dated again against you. And, okay. Life of peace as an informant. Nothing legally stated, dated against you ever again for working this case. And we'll always put it back as if it never happened. And only for you would we do this for. Okay? You can't be legally charged again for anything for working this case. You erase the craziness of this case, of this big scam. I have one traffic ticket from 89. Okay? He said, admit to no wrongdoing and I'll take care of everything in the end. But if you try to tell someone, the FBI won't help you. And I'll just tell people you're crazy. He said, but if you need help and you can't find me, he said, you can call the chief of police at Canton. He's my best friend. He'll make sure the Canton police always protect you. I told Walter Moss at the Stark County Prosecutor's Office that. Chuckled. How he cried. tears. Chuckled. Tears in his eyes. He said, first of all, he said that agent is only a higher police officer. He don't have the authority to ask you to stay quiet. It takes a judge in a jury trial, freedom of speech. The police know that. Couldn't be in a court order. No judge could sign it because they'd go to jail. No one can take your freedom of speech away but a judge in a jury trial. He was only bullying you. He can't make up his own rules. They're guidelines for getting them information and only information. You risk your life to get the government information, they owe you the rest of your life. You stay in immunity, you get the money the rest of your life. And they owe you. He cannot withhold it. He cannot misdirect it. He cannot make up his own rules or guidelines. It was illegal for him to even say that to you. He said he can't bully you into false statements under threats. The police know they can't go along with that either. He said, Karen, you don't realize you're in one of the many witness protection programs. Informants are different. You stay yourself and you feed them information. And you get the money and the immunity for life for risking your life to get the government information, and they owe you. And informants are different. You stay yourself and you feed them information and get paid for that. You can tell whoever you want, and he can't even say a word. And the police know that. I said, well, he's already told. He can't tell on you, but you can tell whoever you feel comfortable with. And he can't open his mouth. He said, you're not just in a witness protection informant case, but a threat and attempt to life case. He said it would be illegal for the FBI to ever drop you. The most they could do is put you in another witness protection program, and you'll be in protected custody the rest of your life. If these people try to kill you, they could actually wait and try to kill you again. You'll get the money the rest of your life. He can't withhold it. He cannot misdirect it. He can't make up his own rules. He was only bullying you. I talked to a criminal attorney. Same thing. Talked to the police. Same thing. Talked to Mike DeWine's cousin. Sheriff David. Same thing. Want to know why our police didn't arrest that agent? Talked to sheriffs out of this area. They want to know why our police didn't arrest him. Grant, my one friend out of state, has a friend in an FBI office out of state, and said if he really did all that, she honestly didn't get her money. The only one that could have stolen it was him. And he has to have someone in there helping him. And they've been stealing for cases for a while and get away with it. See, that's what Sheriff David said. They've been getting away with it. I like my money, Agent John. We all know they walked in your office. They already knew I called FBI. You went and told another church. Then these people sold the login. Like they said, there was never staying quiet on nothing of this. It was out in the public in the open from the beginning. Everybody already knew. See, one of their scenarios, they were getting even with me for daring saying the FBI was about. Well, they walked in the office and they already knew before they opened a case. And then that agent, before they opened a case, went and told hundreds of people. Then they sold a login and tens of thousands of people know. It's that bad. I'm going to go ahead and upload this.